Hello and welcome to Background Designer devlog. This is for version 0.50 alpha. As you can see, there is a grid now in place, and you don't start with a brush now. You start with a little message telling you to pick a brush, so you can basically choose the brush that you want to start with and don't feel like you're locked into clouds. Anyway, so we're going to look at what's new here, and I've made a little scene to demonstrate. So I'm just going to open this up, and it's this one here. So it loads all the plots, looks through the brushes, and yeah, kind of just works. And there we go. So if I press enter, I can do the little kind of time-lapse mode. G is going to toggle the grid on and off. If you do want to use the grid, just press G and then choose your brush. So I've got the isometric tile that I like to use. Now I'm going to scale this down to, as you can see down here, the scale like to 0.4. That's the scale that I used for this, and it tiles quite nicely with the default grid. And I can put in new tiles, press tab to change the colors, and just make some cool stuff. Let's make a kind of glowy tile. Let's actually put transparent mode on, take those tones away, and make this like that. So I can highlight a little zone. Control click on any color will make all the colors adopt that color. So that's a new feature. It used to just be the top one that you did that with. So control click, they all get that. Control click, they all get that one. So I can make a little kind of highlight tile something somewhere. So I'll add that in. And let's say I want to add in a bucket. Now I've actually made all these reserved, by the way, recently, because I'm going to start filling these up with my own ones. You're going to have full brush packs. That's the plan. I'm going to give you all of these, fill them up with different things. You've got access to the user ones, so there's plenty different categories. I'll allow for you to change the icon at some point as well, which will just kind of load up based on your version that you're using. It will kind of store what icon you've used, but I need to make up some icons that you can choose from here. So let's load in a little bucket that I've got in my folder somewhere, and here outsourced Gabriel icons, icon pack is in here. Nope. Nope. Try to think where I put all these. Archive, backplates, borders, effects, store, icons. Hey, right. So let's say I want to put, I don't know, this rock looks nice. Just gonna load that in and call this little rock. And just now it's pure blue, but if I dial the old and new slider down, basically the original colors will come back, and I can place this little rock there. Now I need to click on a layer that makes sense, but something like that. Let's say I want to make this gold actually, so I'm going to bring this back up, and let's start to tone these. I'm just going to press F5 to stain the colors, these ones, so I can identify them quite easy. I'm going to make this look kind of like gold. It's not too bad. A bit more brownish there, maybe an orangey red, and the black tones maybe a bit warmer. There we go. Let's actually make this like a brighter color and make this yellowish. I can also choose how I tone these with the sliders there. And there we go, got a little gold bar. Let's say I want to put a little shine on it, so I'll go to this star. I'm going to press G to turn the grid off. I don't need that right now, and I'll just control click this so they all get this color. In fact, I'll make them all get white, and I'll press F2 to reset these and make this quite big. maybe some rotation like that. Press 7 for a bit of opacity and rotate like that, and do a little shine. So there's my little gold thing. So imagine me walking around and picking up this gold icon. So I can press enter and let it draw all that again. So that's the grids. You can make up your own grid size by holding down Ctrl+G and move left to right. You'll see it changes the grid size. And Shift+G will do a little offset, so you can get it so it eventually matches up with your sprite. It's a bit fiddly right now. It's a bit fiddly. But basically you can get it eventually to be where you want it to be. I've not fully figured out what I've done yet, but I've put in some code that kind of works. So to reset that, just press F10. That will reset it, and it's really just for that isometric tile mode. So I recommend jumping over here, go to the ISO tile and scale it to 0.4. As you can see down here, 0.4, right, and use that. It's pretty good. What else is new? There is a few things. So holding down Ctrl+Z is gonna like undo everything, and Ctrl+Shift+Z bring everything back. So you can hold it down now. So if you need to undo loads, you don't have to tap all the time. You do that. Also, I don't know if you know about this new feature, but let's say I draw some stuff in this layer, right? Let's just turn the grid off and put loads of blocks down here, right? And I've drew them all in layer 3. Now what I can do is I can undo all of those and actually go to the layer I wanted those in, like layer 22, and do Ctrl+Alt+Z. So that's basically going to redo, but in the selected layer. So it's a good way of like layer swapping, right? And I don't have to do that with all of them. I can do it with some of them. So I can go to layer 21. In fact, let's go back down to layer 5 and put some in there. And whatever, I can kind of swap things about that way. All the history is kept intact, so if I go back like that tree there that just got made, if I do Ctrl+Shift+Z, I bring that back, okay. And what layer is it in? Well, let's see what layer it's in by hovering over and looking down the bottom right, looking for some red. There it's there, right? It's in layer 14, so I'm going to undo it and then go to layer 10 and then Ctrl+Alt+Z. You see it's now behind that, and then Ctrl+Shift+Z to just redo as per normal, right? So everything just gets the same layer that I gave it. So you can totally layer swap everything you've plotted down. It takes a little while to get your head around it, but it's definitely a cool feature that I'm proud of. Yeah, so that's all working quite nice. Time-lapse mode, press enter. Oh, and I've got an issue. Let's see, trying to draw an existing sprite. Okay, yeah, I've probably mucked something up somewhere. Oh, that's too bad. Alright, so that's it for this demo. I'm going to fix some bugs and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.